Good morning, everyone. This morning we'll talk about food catering. But before that, let's have first a short introduction of what is food catering. Catering is the business of providing food service at a remote site or a site such as a hotel, hospital, pub, aircraft, cruise ship, park, filming site or studio, entertainment site, or event venue for a large number of people. The catering industry is divided into three general segments. The first one is commercial. The primary financial goal involves generation of profits from the sale of food and beverage products. Example, restaurants, fast food outlets, bars, and pubs. The second one is non-commercial. Of course, it does not involve generating of profits from the sale of food and beverage products. For example, hospital catering, college or university catering, and transportation catering. The third one is military. Of course, it encompasses all catering activities involved in association with the armed forces or diplomatic events. For example, army-based camp catering. There are two main types of catering service. We have on-premise catering and off-premise catering. On-premise catering is catering for any function such as banquet, reception, or event that is held on the physical premises of the establishment or facility that is producing the function. On-premise caterers such as hotels, convention centers, and restaurants, they usually have the advantage of offering many services under one roof. They can also provide sufficient space to house an entire event and plenty of parking. Take a look with this on-premise catering event venue. We have here a convention center in a hotel and in a restaurant. The second type of catering service is the off-premise catering. Often involves producing food at a central kitchen with delivery to and service provided at the client's location. Now let's proceed to the types of caterer. The first one is a full service caterer. Not only provide food but frequently cook it to order on site. They also provide service personnel at the event, plus all the necessary food-related equipment. They also arrange for other services like decor and music as well. Another types of caterer. We have hot buffet caterer. Provide hot foods that are delivered from their kitchen in insulated containers, as you can see in the photo. It helps to arrange the food display. They sometimes provide serving personnel at an additional charge. And we also have party food caterer. They supply only the food for an event. They drop off the cold foods and leave any last minute preparation, service and clean up to others. At this point in time, let us continue to discuss the types of catering establishments. Beginning with the outdoor catering, it provides food and drink away from home base and suppliers. The venue is left to the people's choice. Outdoor catering includes catering for functions such as marriages, parties, and sport events. Next, we have industrial catering. It provides food and beverages to people at work in industries and factories. The purpose of this is, of course, to give refreshment to the workers. It is based on the assumption that better fed employees at concessional rates are happy and more productive. Another type of catering establishment is the club catering. It provides food and beverages to a restricted member clientele. Of course, it requires a membership card in order to enter in the club. Some examples of clubs for people with similar interests are turf clubs, polo clubs, golf clubs, and cricket clubs. Nightclubs offer entertainment with good food and expensive drinks. Next, we have welfare catering. This catering is, of course, a non-profit catering. It provides self-satisfaction in doing charity. Examples, food for homeless group. It is also financially supported by NGO and some financially supported by government. It includes catering in hospitals, schools, colleges, the armed forces, and prisons. Another one is leisure-linked catering. It provides food and beverages to people engaged in rest and recreation activities. This includes sale of food and beverages through different stalls and kiosks at exhibitions, theme parks, zoos, stadiums, galleries, and theaters. Food catering outlet will be placed near to visitor attractions, often served fast food and simple food such as burgers, hot dogs, nuggets, sandwiches, and soft drinks. Now let's proceed to retail store catering. Some retail stores, apart from carrying on their primary activity of retailing their own wares, provide catering as an additional facility. It is inconvenient and time consuming for customers to take a break from shopping, right? So to have some refreshments at a different location. So this catering is good for them. So it provides meal and drink, and also a la carte food has been served or the food is individually priced. And the last type of catering establishment is the transport catering. It provides food and beverages to passengers before, during, and after a journey on trains, aircraft, ships, buses, or private vehicles. Transport catering categorizes in four parts. The first one is airline catering. Of course, airline also caters to airline passengers on board the aircraft. The second one is railway catering. Railway is, of course, a catering for a traveling person on a train. And on board meal services are also provided on long distance trains. And we also have cruise catering. Of course, cruise catering is, for example, in a cruise ship. And the last one is surface catering. Surface catering caters passenger traveling by surface transport such as buses and private vehicles. Alright, so obviously this is a deductive presentation because the objective is on the last part. So let's proceed to the caterer's objectives. The first one is earn a fair profit consistent with the amount of money invested in the catering business. Next one is generate sufficient catering sales revenues to accomplish the above to cover all operating expenses and to have enough money left over to reinvest in the business. The third objective is to ensure customer satisfaction. The fourth one is to provide consistent quality and service. Next is to convey a particular image. And second to the last objective is to develop a reputation for dependability, flexibility, and solving problems. And lastly, to stay on budget. And those are the caterer's objectives. And we're done with the short introduction. And at this point in time, let us proceed to the main topic of mine, the mechanics of food catering. And we have here a healthy catering guide based on the Australian dietary guidelines. So in organizing catering for a function or event, we have to aim for the following. First one is always have a healthy alternative available such as a fruit platter, fresh whole meal, salad and sandwiches or wraps, cold water, tea, coffee, and low-fat milk. The second bullet, cater for varying dietary requirements. For example, gluten-free, vegetarian, and dairy-free. Always include plenty of plant-based on foods such as fruit, vegetables, whole grain breads and cereals. Use moderate amounts of lean protein, for example, lean meat, skinless chicken, fish, eggs, or legumes. Provide low-fat dairy options, for example, low-fat milk and cheese. Limit discretionary foods, for example, junk foods, which are high in sugar, saturated fat, and sodium or salt. Avoid processed meats such as bacon, salami, ham, and sausages, and sugar-sweetened beverages such as soft drink, energy drinks, and then limit alcohol or create an alcohol free event. Always practice safe food handling and storage. And lastly, try to avoid food wastage by catering for the correct amount of people and storing leftovers appropriately. Remember that small changes make a big difference when providing nutritious and tasty catering options. So we have here a table for the category and recommended and of course the not recommended. For fruit category, always prepare all types of fresh, frozen or dried fruit, canned fruit in natural juice. For the not recommended, of course, limit canned fruit in syrup. Limits sugar-coated fruits, example, glass fruits. For vegetables, always prepare fruit and vegetables that that are fresh, of course. All types of fresh or frozen vegetables, and all types of legumes and lentils also. And for unrecommended one, avoid deep fried varieties such as chips, and avoid creamy coleslaws. For dairy, of course, reduce fat and sugar, reduce fat cheese, reduce fat plain milk and alternatives, for example, soy. Avoid cream, ice cream, and fruit fat soft cheese. For lean meat and alternatives category, of course, the recommended lean meats with fat trimmed, skinless chicken. For fish, of course, fresh or tinned, eggs, unsalted nuts, tofu, lentils, and falafels. Avoid processed meats such as ham and bacon. Avoid tinned meats such as corned beef or spam. For breads and cereals category, for the recommended untoasted mussels and oats, whole grain cereals, and wholemeal pasta, brown rice, of course. And for the unrecommended, we have to limit the refined grains. For baked goods, offer fresh fruit alongside and with baked goods. For the recommended low-fat mini muffins or muffin hubs, and for the unrecommended one, limit butter, cream, or chocolate or in baked goods, avoid high-fat baked goods, and of course, and limit pastry products. For spreads, sauces, oils, and dressings category, aim to use healthy food preparation methods such as steaming, light grilling, oven baking, poaching, and stir frying. For drinks category, of course, prepare unflavored water and tea or coffee with low-fat milk. For the unrecommended, we have alcoholic beverages, sugar sweetened beverages. Alright, so let's proceed to the sample healthy menu ideas. For breakfast, for cold options, prepare range of high fiber cereals, for example, untoasted mussel, bran, and porridge served with low-fat milk, yogurt, and fruit, unsalted nuts and seeds, fresh, dried, or poached fruit. For hot options, whole grain or meat, whole meal rather, toast with spreads, raisin or fruit toast, wholemeal pancake, crepes with fresh fruit, breakfast wraps with avocado, egg, mushrooms, spinach, and tomato, omelettes or scrambled eggs with salmon or chicken and a variety of vegetables. For morning and afternoon tea, prepare fruit and vegetable platter, a mix of fresh, seasonal, and dried fruit, whole grain crackers with cottage cheese, vegetable and lean meats, antipasto platter, fruit skewers with low-fat yogurt, vegetable slice such as mini squishes or fritters, low-fat fruit, and of course, offer small portion sizes of cream. For lunch or dinner, for sandwiches, wraps, whole grain and wholemeal breads with egg, len, roast meat, salmon, tuna, chicken or vegetable falafel, mixed salad, roast vegetables or avocado, and low-fat feta, cottage or cheddar cheese. A variety of salads, for example, Thai beef, pumpkin and feta, chicken and beef skewers with vegetables, grilled and stuffed vegetables. Soups, for example, pumpkin, vegetable and lentil soup, or potato and leek. For desserts, fruit should be part of all desserts. For example, apple straddle, low-fat lemon panna cotta with berries, crepes with fruit and ricotta, fruit scramble, mini fruit tarts, and poached fruit and low-fat sorbet. For drinks, we should be responsible service of alcohol. So for drinks, we have to prepare sugar sweetened free beverages. We have here the mechanics when you are cooking on site. So of course, if you are cooking on site, there is typically kitchen of some type. However, you might be cooking on your own implements. So you'll likely have LP gas delivering a flame, portable stove tops, and much more. So you need an expert in catering equipment servicing and repairs. So, if you are bringing hot food, so you have to bring LP gas as well to the venue. So you use it to keep the food warm while you are serving. For your electrical appliances, some electrical appliances are needed to finish off the food preparation. So they need to be maintained by experts. So you have to check your appliances regularly, especially um, during or prior to the event. Now let's proceed to other catering guidelines and policies, beginning with the table linens and skirting. Of course, table linens pertaining to tablecloth, right? So linens are included in full meal service. Additional linens and skirting above the tables for setting and buffet line are additional. And for wedding receptions, the head table and cake table will also be included in the package, of course. For bar service guidelines and policies, bartender requires 1 hour before and after event for setup. There will no refunds for lost time due to liquor law violations. We have to remember that food safety is also the most important in food service. So for foodborne illness, it is very dangerous. Food is extremely perishable, so therefore, for your safety, the catering service strictly prohibit any of the guests taking food from the premises. There will be no refunds for any leftovers remain. For final payment and guarantee, final count guarantee along with payment is due 3 business days prior to the event. But I guess it depends on the catering establishment. For the guidelines and policies in cancellation, there is no charge for catering cancellations more than 5 days prior to the event. Cancellations made 3 to 5 business days prior to event will result in a 50% penalty of total reservation amount. Cancellations made within 3 business days of event are non-refundable. But I guess it depends also for the catering establishment. For the changes or late orders, changes to orders or orders received within 72 hours of event must be approved by the executive chef and will be assessed a 25% penalty in addition to the menu price. Orders within 1 business day, if approved, will be assessed a 35% penalty. But I guess it depends again on the business or the catering establishment. Remember that there are absolutely no changes to catering orders or setups a day or during the event. For the taxes and service fee guidelines and policies, all catering is subject to a tax unless tax exempt, especially for those non-profit catering service. I hope you have learned many things today. Thank you for watching and listening. Keep safe and God bless us all.